Imagine approaching every problem or challenge with the curiosity and open mindedness of an explorer. How might that mindset enhance your ability to find innovative solutions and also boost your creativity? I love innovation, but over my entire career, it's been a bit of a struggle to get people to embrace innovation. It's one of those things that everybody says they want, but they're never actually really interested in going out and making it happen or putting any effort into it. And it's a real shame because for me, innovation is really the thing that keeps us moving. It's the thing that keeps us competitive. It's the thing that keeps us relevant as well. So why aren't we investing more time and more effort into innovation? We should be, right? So let's take a little bit of a look at some of the neuroscience and also how we can start to bring in innovation and start to develop that explorer's mindset as well. Now, the thing that really boggles me about people not embracing innovation is it's really fighting our the natural way that our brain works. You know, innovation is about finding new ways to do things, and our brains are constantly seeking out novelty and new experiences. We're constantly seeking out new things, and that's because it's driven by the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine. So by not trying to innovate, we're actually stifling our brain's natural mechanisms, which is a little bit silly, right? If we flip that and we start to approach situations with curiosity and a sense of exploration, now our brain's reward system is activated, and this enhances our motivation and our engagement because now our brain's looking for that new novelty and that new experiences. We're giving it. It goes, wow, thank you. Yum, num, 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 num. Give me more. So we do this through cognitive flexibility, shifting our thinking. But really, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get a whole bunch of different brain regions like your prefrontal cortex, your anterior cingulate cortex, these ones that are involved in executive function and cognitive control to play together, to work nicely together. And when they start to communicate and to collaborate effectively, this allows us to develop a broader range of innovative ideas and solutions. So how can we actually do that? How can we start to boost innovation and creativity in our life? The first thing to understand is we talk a lot about thinking outside the box, and that's a great start. But it's not just about thinking outside the box, it's actually about expanding the box itself. And then when we expand the box, then we think outside the box. And then we expand the box, and then we think outside the box. And this all starts with our good friend curiosity. You need to cultivate curiosity. Start by just seeing how you can become more curious in your everyday experiences. Asking yourself questions like, why is that like that? Why can't I do that? Well, what if this was like that? And this is going to just spark new perspectives and new possibilities as well. So if you come across something that, and let's try and make this personal, right? So if you come across something that bothers you or bugs you or it just doesn't sit quite right, this is where you can ask yourself, well, what if we did it this way? Well, why does it have to be that way? And when we do this, we start to foster that sense of exploration and we start to expand our thinking as well. Now, there's things that we can do to help that. First of all, embrace unfamiliarity. Seek out unfamiliar situations. This could be a new hobby. This could be visiting a new place. This could be learning a new culture, talking to new people. And when we step outside our comfort zone, we activate the brain's reward system. We stimulate neural connections that are associated with resourcefulness. And so ask yourself what new challenges, what new unfamiliar experiences or situations can you expose yourself to? The next thing is looking at how we view failure. And this is an oldie but a goodie, embracing failure as a learning experience. I always say if we do something wrong once, it's a lesson. If we do it wrong twice, it's a mistake. So find those areas where we can go out and we can fail, and then we learn and we adjust and we don't do it the same way again. We try and integrate something and then we do it again. And you know what? We might fail again. You might try 100 times. You only need to find that one that works. So embrace the idea that failure is just that stepping stone to success. I quite like to fail because it means that I'm one step closer to getting it right. It allows me to adjust my approach. It allows me to really see that every single thing that I do is never wasted. It's always leading me somewhere as well. Now, if I get really stuck on something, I've developed quite a multidisciplinary skill set myself, but the way that I continue to develop that is by collaborating with others and to get other disciplines involved in what I'm doing so that I can learn from them. So I love to explore, I love to first of all encourage that interdisciplinary learning. So that you can explore subjects outside your normal area of expertise. And this is where we're at as a society, as humans as well. We're beyond the point of single disciplines solving problems. We know what to do. We know what the engineering guys can do. We know what the neuroscientists can do. We know what the psychologists can do. And yes, that is an oversimplification. Those areas are still developing as well. But we're starting to see much bigger strides when we're starting to collaborate with different disciplines, where neuroscience is now working with organizational science, and we're getting that organizational neuroscience in its perspective of things. And how do we do that? We go and we talk to other people, we bring them in, we say, hey, how would you approach this? We just want to encourage that interdisciplinary learning. And this allows us to really broaden our knowledge base so that we can connect different ideas and we can find those new solutions as well. Second last thing that you want to do is you want to stimulate sensory experiences here. So you want to engage your senses in new and varied ways, right? So this is the thing. Don't just stimulate your brain, stimulate all of your senses in new and different ways. Take nature walks and think about stuff while you're working. Try different foods. And if you're trying to break through a tricky problem, try different foods and then try and solve the problem. All we're trying to do is do these things that get our brain shifted into a different way of thinking. We can do it with art and with music and with things that make us feel these emotions as well. And when we activate these different sensory pathways, we stimulate a really, really rich experience, and that creates that perfect environment for creative thinking. So how can you immerse yourself in sensory experiences? What can you do to do that as well? And the last thing that I want to talk about is to take breaks. And I know we know this, so I just want to say, well, why are we taking breaks? In this instant, we're actually taking breaks so that we can allow for some incubation. So we want to give our mind a break to let ideas incubate. I say rattle around. Let them rattle around a bit in that default mode network so that they can make new connections and then come back to it later and try and solve it later. So allow yourself these periods of rest and relaxation in between getting the problem right. Try and space things out. If you've got a big problem, maybe you're not going to solve it all in one go, but you might solve it in 3 smaller goes. So that's going to enhance your brain's ability to make these new and novel connections and insights as well. Okay, so let's wrap it up. You know, when we talk about innovation and when we talk about creativity, really it's about developing that explorer's mindset. And this is a journey. It's a journey that requires consistent effort and practice. Whatever we practice is what we get good at. So the more that we cultivate curiosity, the more that we embrace the unknown, the more that we foster this flexible way of thinking, the better we become at resource allocation, the more efficient that we become, the better we are at achieving this material brilliance, because we're better at tackling challenges. We're better at overcoming the things that are in the way of us getting what we want. So as you embark on this exploration of boosting your innovation and your creativity, ask yourself this question: what can you be doing to adopt that explorer's mindset to enhance your ability to find those innovative and efficient solutions? And how can you incorporate those into your daily lives? Have a think about that, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye now.